Hello, I'm here for the last interview of the morning before the afternoon section. And I'm still here in the amazing music stand and I'm with Gaëtan Hadjeres. Good morning. And can you just say something about your research interest and more about your background? Yes.
Sure. Hi. Yeah, thanks. I'm Gaëtan Hadjeres. I'm a researcher at Sony CSL, and I'm mostly interested in building AI assistants. And so it's not just an AI which composes music, but it's an AI with which you can dialogue. And so you have an artist which should interact with the AI. And so it's just not replacing artists, but it's really like how you can improve or propose new ways to compose. And I think it's mostly interesting. And so you have like this problem of interesting artists providing new ways to compose. And this gives you like many like problems in like machine learning, deep learning. And so the interaction between the two is really interesting. And so we have this, but then if you want to like talk to artists, you can't just show them a Python console or lines of code, and they want something which is accessible. And so we have like also this aspect. So if you want to have an AI assistant, it needs to be, you need to create some interfaces and to think about like the human-computer interface and interaction. And so, yeah, it's a quite varied job, I think, and many aspects.
And what does PIA stand for?
And so PIA is in this line of work. And so, PIA, it stands for the Piano Inpainting Application. So we'll come back to what is in painting. And the idea here is to help anyone compose piano music and to create a novel way to compose music and piano performances. And so here we can see the idea is really simple, is that you take an existing piano performance and you remove some parts. And then you can just train a model to say what should be like the missing part. And so that's all. This is like what PIA is doing. And so this is what we call in painting, because as with like images, you could fill in the gaps or in paint. And so this is a musical in painting, so to say.
Thank you. And do you have something to show? Do you want to demonstrate something or yes? Okay.
And so we developed an algorithm which is able to do such a thing, but then we have to embed that in a software or an environment that artists actually use. Oops, sorry. Oh, it's easy. So, and so this is Ableton. We did not create this software, and this is an existing piano track of an artist we are working with. So we can just have a look at this. So soft piano music. And we will try to recompose this because there are some parts we don't like and we want to remove this. So it's like nice music and soft music, but I think we can go a bit fast forward. So it's really like a long piece. And then here is PIA, just the button over there. Yep, that's all. And so PIA is just one button. So it's a really simple interaction. But in fact, what's really nice with PIA is that you have many outcomes just with one button. And here is just generated by the system. And so it's like smoothly goes from what was before to the end. And it's really moving performance, I think. Nice chords. And what's beautiful also is like PIA has no idea about what a chord is, about harmony, and no musical knowledge. But just by seeing so many like human performer perform piano, it was able to just learn like many proposals and how you could just go from there to there. And so it creates novel compositional processes because you can edit multiple parts. And so I've written no notes. This is just a fast forward, but I'm just selecting notes that I don't like, listening to it. And if I don't like it, I'm just asking for a new proposal. And this is what I composed in under 10 minutes. Do you think it would be a musician or not musician?
Yeah, that's actually, that is the point. So it's not actually the musician versus the artificial intelligence. It is the musician and the artificial intelligence.
Yeah, exactly. And so here, for me, it's just a way, like if you want to write all these notes by yourself, how can you do? You can take your mouse and click on for each single note, and it's very precise placements of notes, etc. It might be really complicated to achieve such a result quickly. So you could play on the piano, but then you need to have a proper piano, because if you are playing on such a small keyboard, it would be like complicated also to record a moving performance, and you only have like 2 octaves, so it's complicated. So you need a proper setup, and so you need, in a way, like professional material. Here, like with just like this one button, you can compose, you can try to the dialogue with the AI, and so it can be nice for professional musicians, because you can explore more easily like some ideas. Because if you take like 2 hours just to explore one idea, and that you have a music film to to send, you won't have time, and finally you won't explore. And here, like with such tools, it can be quick and fast to just explore. Yeah. And for non-musicians, it's a way to say, look, it's not as complicated as you would think, and you don't know how to play piano, but you have ears, and you can just say, I like that, I don't like this part, and at the end you feel it's your creation, because it is indeed your creation. You don't like feel that you are just
Something external. So
yeah.
it is yours.
And then you have also like a third level, which is like you have to learn how to talk with the PIA. Because if you just ask for random generations, you will have random generations. But this is probably not what you want. And you would say, maybe I want something which is a bit with bouncy chords, and you can play on your keyboard and ask for continuation. And so you have to invent new workflows for your creative process.
Thank you. I don't know. Can you imagine other application of this tool? Because when you were talking, I was this process reminded me to choreography, for example, because actually the process could be quite the same. Because sometimes also in other, another artistic sphere, we can have the necessity to explore more, and it reminds me to the work a choreographer face, for example. So I don't know if is already first of all, I don't know if the tool is already available or not.
Yeah, so this tool is available. You can download it on like the my web page. I'm pretty sure if you like type Piano Inpainting Application, it should be in the first 5 results of Google, so it should be okay. But yeah, you can download this small plugin, and you just need to drag and drop in Ableton, and it works immediately. So anyone can try it. And so please, anyone send us your creations. And then on the choreographical aspects, I did something. So here it's just one application of PR within Ableton. But in fact, you are able to do much more. For instance, you can just say you really like this rhythm because it has been synchronized with the choreography or with like film, etc. You can ask the system to generate new notes, but with the same like which would be played at the same time. And so you know that you will be synchronized, but it can be totally new music. And so yeah, you can generate variations. It can be like nice if you have like some patterns you want to develop. And so yeah, totally agree. It's not just for piano music, even if it's in the name. But if you put some orchestral sounds, it can be used for creating maquettes or quick sketches. If you want to synchronize this with images, you can just play on your small keyboard like some gestures, and then it will be interpreted by Pia and transformed into actual music. And then you can etc etc. And so, and since we have this plugin based approach with several small bricks, like one for piano, one for drums, one for sound design, you can choose how to mix them all together and to create new creative processes.
And last question, because now I like to make this question. And are you do you play piano? And what is or yes or not? And what is the music? What is the place music has in your life as a person?
So I play the piano, and I also no, I did a lot of music when I was young, more than 20 years of conservatoire, and then so I did piano, double bass, and then all the courses you can imagine, from chamber music, orchestra, jazz, and then all the theoretical aspects of music, like composition or analysis, and so music plays a really important role in my life and in my research. And yeah, and these tools, that's why I want to create tools that I can enjoy. In fact, I'm just creating my prototypes for me, and then we'll see like if it can be interesting for others. But as a pianist, I don't want to just click on a button and have infinite amount of music. It's interesting like for the machine learning part of me, but then I want to be able to interact with the system to say, but what happens if I start like this and try to end like that? And you can really interact with the system, and you can also analyze this from a musical point of view, and which is a gap, I think, an important gap which has been crossed recently. Because before you would really hear like the difference between computer generated music and non-computer generated music. Here, with the examples, it starts to be like the it starts to become unclear, I think, but for the good.
Okay, so thank you, Gaëtan. And it was really nice to hear you and also to hear that. Really amazing. So thank you for being here. And this was the last interview for this morning. And in the afternoon, we are moving to the creativity stands, and we wait for you there. Thank you.